Welcome to the Explainer. So let's jump right into a wildly important topic today: how to successfully navigate the SNAP recertification process right here in Nebraska. If you're totally new to the system, SNAP stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Honestly, it's a fundamental lifeline. It helps individuals and families afford healthy, nutritious food month after month. But to keep those benefits flowing into your household without a hitch, you have to periodically prove you still qualify. That process is what we call recertification. And today, we're going to completely master it.
Now, you might have recently checked your mailbox, pulled out a review notice from the Department of Health and Human Services, and instantly felt that terrible sinking feeling in your stomach. It is absolutely 100% valid to be stressed about a potential sudden stop to your grocery budget. I mean, the mere thought of losing that stability, it's daunting. But hey, take a deep breath. In this explainer, I'm going to walk you through a complete, totally stress-free guide to renewing your benefits. We're going to build your confidence and make sure you have all the insider knowledge you need so you don't miss a single meal.
All right, here is our roadmap for today. First up, we'll cover why SNAP recertification matters. Second, eligibility and documents. Third, navigating iServe. Fourth, the mandatory phone interview. Fifth, deadlines and pitfalls. And finally, number 6, resources and FAQs. Let's get into it.
Section 1, why SNAP recertification matters, keeping your benefits active. Okay, to really grasp why this process matters, we need to remember that SNAP benefits don't just run forever on autopilot. Depending on your unique household, the state actually requires you to recertify every 6 to 12 months. Think of it like a mandatory routine checkup, just to ensure your living circumstances, income, or household size haven't drastically shifted. This guarantees 0 gaps in your coverage. And the overarching flow? It's actually a breeze once you see the big picture. Step 1 kicks off when that eligibility review due letter hits your mailbox. Step 2, you hop online to the iServe Nebraska portal to submit your renewal. Step 3 is a quick, mandatory phone interview with a caseworker. And Step 4 is just submitting your verification documents to back up your claims. Hit those 4 steps in order, and you're golden.
Moving right along to Section 2, eligibility and documents. What you need before you start. Look, the golden rule for literally any government application is preparation. Gathering your info before you even sit down at the computer is a total game changer. It stops you from getting frustrated and rage quitting halfway through. So before jumping online, you need to know where you stand financially. Nebraska sets its gross monthly income limit, meaning the money you make before taxes are taken out, at 165% of the federal poverty level. To put that into perspective, for a single-person household, your maximum pre-tax income needs to be at or below $2,152 a month. For a family of 4, it's $4,421. So if you're a single parent working full-time, you'll want to calculate your earnings strictly against these specific tiers. Oh, and quick side note, if you're over 60 or have a registered disability, special rules apply that give you way more flexibility. So always apply, even if you think you might be hovering just a tiny bit over the line. Now, income is really only half the puzzle. The state also checks out your assets. Under Nebraska's broad-based categorical eligibility, your liquid asset limit is $25,000. And if you're thinking, wait, what's a liquid asset? It basically just means resources you can easily and quickly convert to cash. We're talking cash stashed at home, regular checking and savings accounts, or maybe a second vehicle. But here is the fantastic news that seriously saves so much unnecessary worry. This calculation strictly excludes your primary home, your personal household stuff, and one standard vehicle you use for basic transportation. So please, do not stress about simply owning the roof over your head. It won't disqualify you from putting food on the table. All right, with your eligibility mentally checked off, you need to physically gather a few things before turning on your laptop. You'll absolutely need a valid photo ID, proof of your recent income like your last few pay stubs, your rent or mortgage bills, and your current utility bills. Actually, here's a super actionable tip for you. Take clear, well-lit photos of every single one of these documents with your smartphone right now. Make sure you can easily read the text. Having them sitting right there in your camera roll means you're totally ready to upload them the second the portal asks. Plus, submitting those rent and utility bills is absolutely crucial. High living expenses can actually increase the final amount of SNAP benefits you get each month, literally maximizing your grocery budget. Let's dive into the tech side. Section 3, navigating the iServe portal, a digital walkthrough. Now, if you've been using SNAP for a few years, you probably remember that kind of clunky old system called Access Nebraska. Well, good news. The state fully upgraded to a much sleeker, mobile-friendly platform called the iServe Nebraska portal. The easiest way to get there? Just open your phone's camera and scan the QR code printed right on your physical review letter. Boom, you're there. Once you're on the homepage, you need to look super closely for one specific button. It says Extend Your Existing Benefits. It is absolutely critical that you click this exact option. Don't click Start a New Application, okay? You aren't a new applicant. You're just extending the profile that's already sitting in the state's database. Next up, you'll be prompted to sign in, and this is a massively helpful feature. You don't even need to create a brand new account if you use the old Access Nebraska system. You can just securely log in with your existing username and password. Why is that awesome? Because logging into an existing profile automatically pulls over all your historical data. It literally saves you so much time because you don't have to retype addresses or household details that haven't even changed. Now, if you are totally new to doing this online and have always just used paper, don't worry. There's a simple Create Your Account link right at the bottom to get you rolling. Once you do log in, you're going to see a PIN validation screen. Think of this as a vital security checkpoint to protect your private info. You'll enter a unique temporary PIN, which, by the way, is printed clearly right on your mailed recertification letter, along with your date of birth and the last 4 digits of your social security number. By verifying these 3 specific things, the system safely links your shiny new iServe account directly to your official state case file. All right, next phase, Section 4, the mandatory phone interview, what to expect. So you click Submit on your digital application, and you might be thinking, awesome, I'm totally done. Well, not quite. There's one more crucial human element to this. During the height of the pandemic, phone interviews were largely paused to speed things up, but those emergency waivers have officially expired. You have to complete a mandatory phone interview. But let's demystify this so it isn't intimidating at all. It's really just a standard brief 10 to 30-minute chat with a state caseworker. They aren't trying to trick you or interrogate you. They literally just need to verbally confirm that the digital info you submitted hasn't drastically changed. Oh, and here's a huge tip. The call might actually come from an unknown number, a blocked caller ID, or a generic state government ID. Make sure you are actively answering your phone during your interview window, or you risk having your whole application stalled out. Section 5, Deadlines and Pitfalls. Avoiding gaps in your benefits.
I cannot stress this enough. This is arguably the most critical part of this entire explainer. Nebraska's automated system, known as NFocus, is incredibly rigid. Missing deadlines has direct, immediate financial consequences for your family. This timeline lays out exactly how your application gets prioritized. If your benefits expire at the end of the current month, getting your application in by the 15th of the month is the absolute magic number. Hitting that 15th deadline puts you in the timely queue. It gives the state the processing buffer they need to guarantee no interruption in your budget. If you submit between the 16th and the end of the month, you drop into the untimely queue, meaning you might hit a temporary gap while they play catch-up. And anything up to 30 days after expiration, you're in the late queue.
To really highlight why that 15th of the month's deadline is so vital, let's look at a timely versus a late recertification side by side. A timely recertification means continuous, seamless benefits deposited straight to your EBT card on your normal schedule. You won't even notice a blip. But a late recertification, that means your benefits get prorated. And prorated means you're only paid for the days left in the month after you applied. So let's say you apply late on the 10th day of the month. You permanently lose those first 9 days of grocery money. The state does not back pay those missed days. Missing that deadline literally costs your household money. Aside from the calendar, there are a few very common traps that lead to frustrating denials. The biggest one, like we just talked about, is missing the caseworker's phone call, or maybe forgetting to upload a requested document within their time frame. But there's also a major new detail regarding federal rules. Adults aged 55 to 64 who are able-bodied and don't have dependents at home now face a strict work requirement of 80 hours a month to keep their SNAP benefits going. If this new demographic rule applies to you, it is absolutely essential that you talk to your caseworker during your interview about how to properly document those hours. All right, Section 6, Essential Resources and FAQs. Where to get help. Look, if you hit a roadblock, if the portal freezes up on you, or if the paperwork is just getting confusing, don't panic. There is a whole support system out there ready to guide you. I highly recommend pausing this explainer right now and grabbing a screenshot of these vital contacts. If your actual EBT card is lost or stolen, you've got to call EBT customer service directly. Locked out of the portal? Call the Access Nebraska help desk.
And hey, if your application is denied and you need free expert help figuring out an appeal, the amazing community advocates at Nebraska Appleseed have a dedicated line just to support you through that. Before we wrap things up, let's answer a super frequently asked question. Can I use my Nebraska EBT card if I cross state lines to visit family in Iowa or Kansas? The answer is yes. Your SNAP benefits are fully interoperable nationwide. Literally anywhere EBT is accepted across the country, your card is going to swipe just fine. But a quick word of caution here. While it's perfect for travel, you can't use this feature to permanently move to another state without officially closing your Nebraska case first. If you do, you run a huge risk of triggering a fraud flag. And just a quick but super important professional heads up. While this explainer covers the most current recertification process start to finish, federal and state policies are, always evolving. Income limits adjust and digital portals get updated, so you should always verify exact dates and final instructions directly with the official Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services, just to be absolutely certain your family is working with the most up-to-date facts.
All right, you've got this. You have the knowledge, you know the exact timeline, and you have the critical resources to tackle this process like a pro. Go grab that review letter, open your smartphone camera, scan that QR code, and get your application submitted today. But as we rely more and more on these essential digital portals, it does leave us with a pretty profound question to think about. As our government systems become increasingly digitized, how do we make absolutely sure that no family, regardless of their tech access or internet savvy, ever falls through the cracks of our social safety nets? Something to chew on? Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you on the next explainer.